LSU has produced some amazing athletes. One of its Tigers was lucky enough to be on 2 national championship teams in 2 sports. Chad Jones's talents got him drafted in both football and baseball, but his athletic future came to a screeching halt one June morning. Sean Fazan has the story of Chad's rehab.
The date was June 25th, 2010.
June 25th is actually quite a blur to me.
That's because on that morning, former LSU safety and pitcher Chad Jones's life changed in an instant.
I just remember I was just riding down the street, riding along the street carts, and my tires, I guess, got caught in the grooves of the street carts, and my car just jerked around a little bit and just jerked me off to the left, and I just remember smashing into that pole.
That pole nearly took his life, although at the time, Jones says he really didn't know just how dire his situation was.
When I got in the wreck, I knew I was hurt pretty bad. I'm sitting in the car just thinking, oh man, I got a broken leg. As I'm gonna be out for half this season. It's gonna take a long time to come. It's gonna take 4 or 5 months to come back. But I'm sitting there bleeding, not knowing that this is life-threatening.
But once the shock wore off, he says reality and a little doubt slowly crept into his head.
There was a time period when I thought that, is my leg really gonna ever come back? How am I ever gonna really heal?
It's been nearly 5 months since that horrific accident, and Jones says he's had nearly 15 surgeries since and spends most of his days now here at the Ritz-Carlton pool downtown rehabbing his injured leg. It's a grueling process, but one that's been very rewarding. His physical therapist says he's 3 months ahead of schedule in his rehab.
2 months ago, he went out to New York, and they were really impressed with him. And he only started walking about 2 months ago, and now, as you can see, we have him running in the pool. He's jumping in the pool. He's doing sport-specific activity. He's catching interceptions and catching passes.
A normal day of rehab goes something like this. First, Jones slips on a specifically made sock that provides a suction-like feel to protect an open wound that's still there from the accident. Then it's in the pool, where after a few quick warm-up laps, his therapist John Moran turns on the jets.
The added resistance kind of gives us that simulation of Chad running against another football player. And that resistance allows those muscles to work that much harder. In addition to being in the water already, Chad has at least 100 pounds of resistance being pumped out of the wall. That's just water pushing at him, and he's just pushing against that. And we're trying to simulate what it's like to be back on the football field again.
The process is exhausting.
It's a hassle just to get out the bed, because some days my leg doesn't feel it's quite up to par as usual. I wake up with pain sometimes, or sometimes I even wake up with a little morning sickness just because of the medicine that I'm taking.
But Jones says the physical burden is easy to deal with, but the mental hurdle of not being able to play football for the first time in nearly 20 years has been the biggest obstacle to overcome.
My days have always been scheduled for me. Playing football, and now I'm making my own schedule and doing my own thing every day. It's a great responsibility, that you have to have.
But Jones says there has been a positive to his situation. He's learned to appreciate things in his life, like his son Chad Jr. and girlfriend Jade.
Being around family that loves me, waking up to my girlfriend, waking up to my son, getting calls from my friends, family, everything, it's just a great thing to be around, just people that love you.
As for playing in the NFL, Jones says that's still his goal.
My dream is definitely to get back on that field and dress up in that New York Giants uniform again.
The process won't be easy, but at least for now, Jones appears to be on the right track.
Jones's physical therapist said his realistic goal is to have Chad back playing football again, not next season, but the season after that.